Molly, what do you think of the unknown? What do you think of it? Do your daddy and I help you through it? We help you make sense of the madness, right? What are you barking at when you look into the corner and you just bark? Are you seeing anything? Do you think you see something? Do you know you see something? Is somebody talking to you? Molly, do you think somebody's talking to you when you look in the corner? What about when you look at TV? Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly. Hi. Yeah. Now, what is your favorite cryptid, Molly? What do you think? Is it Mothman? Molly, do you like Mothman? Molly, do you like the Flatwoods Monster? Have you ever seen one of them on TV? You like watching. What do you see over my shoulder? Oh, goodness. What do you see over my shoulder? The Blair Witch Stickmen? What do you think about them? Do you think there's anything scary going on with them? Or do you think it's all fine? I think you're using your sniffer to kind of assess the situation.
She's a little bashful. All right, everybody, we're live right now on youtube.com/talkbomb. Come hang out, have some fun with us.
Yeah.
Let's get spooky. Molly's going to be taking my place this week.
Yeah, let's do it. You're a good co.
He would talk about what he did that day. Like, you should get real down with it. Like, hey, I had a great night last night, or I had a miserable night last night, or, don't talk about what you've done. Talk about,
Come here, you want to sit on my lap? Come here. You want to come over here?
I can't believe she didn't bark at herself.
I know. You want to come over here? Come on.
Go ahead.
You gotta go down first. Here, you go down first and then you come to me. Yep. Come on, babe. Yeah.
You actually helped her figure it out. She just licked your water bottle.
Oh,
The cap is on. All right. What's going on, everybody?
Hey guys, I forgot about speaking live for a second.
Yeah, welcome to another live recording of Guide to the Unknown.
Yes, I'm Chrissy.
I'm Willie. We're going to get started in
Now
just a
she's
few minutes.
Interested in herself.
Now she's interested?
Yeah.
She was kind of watching herself before.
Yeah.
Yeah. She can't take her eyes off herself. I wonder if she knows it's her because
I
she's
can't
not
blame her.
barking.
Yeah.
We've got our monitor here so that we're able to, make sure that the show is still recording and
Right.
live and everything. And Molly the dog is obsessed with television. She barks at any animal, sometimes not even animals, that appear on the screen. Right now, she's just staring at herself. She
Yeah, I'm
doesn't seem to
surprised she's
have.
not barking.
I wonder if she knows it's her.
She really might.
She can see that I'm on the screen,
True.
but she knows that I'm sitting right here.
True.
I wonder if she's figured out that that is Molly.
Have you, baby?
Molly, are
She is
you
smart.
Yeah, she's not a fool.
Ooh, clean my keyboard, Molly.
I didn't raise no fools.
Clean my keyboard.
Yeah, I wonder if she's
Should be
figured
something.
out that she is that thing on the screen.
Maybe.
What's going on, personnel change?
Hey.
What's going on, Dana, Miss Sweetie? Hello.
Hey guys.
This is my dog Molly.
Yeah.
She's very sweet, and
love her.
she wanted to sit in my chair and do the show for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cutie girl.
Yeah, how does everything sound? Can everybody hear us okay and everything?
Yeah,
Just
I'm a
making
little
sure?
far from the mic right now, but
Yeah, Chrissy's a little far.
she's coming down.
We didn't do an audio test because I wanted to capitalize on Molly sitting here.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be nice to have Kristen and Molly do a little show together. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Molly.
Here we go.
Are you going to sit there the whole time?
She can.
She's being such
I know.
a little no good Nick recently.
Really? She's being
my
very
God,
good right
yeah.
now.
I streamed some of that Star Wars game the other night.
Yeah.
And Molly wanted to first sit in my lap.
Yes.
And then I realized I've got a blanket over there because it's freezing in the basement.
Yeah.
I realized I could swaddle her
Uh-huh.
in the blanket.
Yeah.
And I realized I could basically make a dog bed
Right.
on top of my desk. Mm-hmm. She loved it.
Oh.
She slept on my desk the entire time that I streamed Star Wars.
And was good girl?
very good.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Nothing not to like.
But now I think she's got it in her head that it's perfectly acceptable to come sit on my desk while I'm working. Just no good. And quite frankly, this almost feels like an extension of that because
Yeah, maybe she's realized something.
in
I'm loving this right now.
in 110 episodes of Guide to the Unknown,
Yeah.
has she ever come to like sit and
Yes.
stay?
We have pictures of her. Like what we did just now was not the first time that's happened.
No, well, even that was the way beginning because that was in my
Yeah,
old
yes.
apartment.
Yeah.
and she probably stayed for a couple seconds and then bounced. Right now, she's settling in for a long winter's nap.
Aw.
I'm
I'm more than happy for her to stay.
I am not convinced that she is going to get up and go.
Yeah. We'll see. This is great.
Yeah. Yo, CBFR. Hello, you lovely people. First time I'm finally live with you all. Welcome.
Good,
Welcome to the
welcome.
live show.
Welcome,
Hey,
welcome.
Bobby.
Hey.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mommy.
What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a great night. I'm very excited to talk about the stuff that we're talking about this evening.
Me too.
I've got things already lined up so I can share really quickly.
Oh, fabulous.
It's always important to be able to share this show and get the word out, and we'd greatly appreciate anybody out there sharing the link for us as well.
I'll do the same thing right now.
We're going to share on...
Go ahead.
I was going to say we're going to share on @GTTUpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm also going to share from @TheMythTraveler, which is my personal account. If you would like to follow us, we'd also really appreciate that. We like to have a little party.
Yeah,
hang out.
absolutely.
CBFR is watching from Paris, France.
Oh, how cool.
That's wild.
Thank you for joining us.
That's really, really wild. What time is it in Paris, France right now? It's like 11 p.m.? 5-hour difference? I'm not sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're making me feel very cultured. Thank you.
I know. Yeah. Finally, we can give something back to the French.
Yes. Oh, I know. We've taken so much from you.
We have.
I apologize.
Bonjour, Mongitude.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But he's ours now. We collected him like a Pokemon. Cool. All right. I'm just going to listen through my handy headphones real quick.
Okay.
Oh, just to be on the safe side. Thank God that's not piping through. Howard Stern clips have been playing the whole time on my computer. I listened to nothing but Howard Stern clips recently.
That's funny.
All right. Oh, it's midnight in Paris, France.
Oh, wow.
My God. Well, thank you for tuning in.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I hope that we are able to keep you entertained and not put you straight to sleep.
Yes.
All right. I'm doing a little test recording on our fancy system. Kristen, please say a couple words.
Bloobity blah blah.
Excellent.
Paris, France. Yes.
All right. I'm doing a little test recording on our fancy system. Kristen, please say a couple words.
Bloobity blah.
All right, everybody, give me 5 seconds of silence. Excellent. That lets me make sure I can make everything sound good in post for Apple Podcasts.
Everybody,
and
like,
stuff.
they can contribute to the sound. All right,
They can.
everybody?
Everybody shut up for 5 seconds. We can create like a moment of silence
Yeah.
around the globe.
Yeah, true.
Everybody
True.
just
I'm sure
shut
they'd
up for
respect
5
it. Yeah.
seconds. And yeah, we're going to get started in a second. CBFR says, love Monsieur Mongitude.
Oh, good.
Listened to all
So you're
our
not angered.
episodes. That's rad. Thank
Good,
you.
I'm glad. Good, I'm glad you like them.
Yes. Okay. Quite
Yeah.
frankly, I'm in good shape.
I'm ready.
Yeah? You're going to go first?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got everything lined
Cool.
up. All right, everybody. Please, once again, consider sharing the show, spreading the word. We would greatly benefit and appreciate
Yes, absolutely.
anything you can do to help Guide to the Unknown grow.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to record the show, and if you have to leave at any point, everything that we do from here on out is going to make it to the podcast this Friday.
Yes. All right, my computer is frozen.
Oh. You're having some tech issues.
Oh, it just started again.
You know what I will
Okay.
say?
Oh, wait. It just won't scroll on.
Make sure there's no dog
OneNote.
hair on your trackpad. Molly made my keyboard stop working the other night.
Really?
Yeah. Just yesterday, actually. I couldn't. We were watching. Not only did I have Molly, of course, we were also watching my in-laws' dog.
Right.
And I work down here, and the dogs are cute, and they're chasing each other, and everything is fine and dandy until Molly sits up on my lap and then on my desk and does something to make my keyboard stop working. I don't know what.
Yeah.
And then Marty the dog, he's a little Maltese poodle. He's sitting behind me, and he keeps scratching stuff, so I keep taking things away from him because I'm recording audio and I'm
Yeah.
doing...
There she goes.
And, oh, bye, Molly.
All right, baby.
And at one point, I hear him scratching something else, and I look down, and he's scratching the power strip that I have my stuff plugged into. And he turns it all off. Uh-huh. He turned off everything
That's
that I was
crazy.
I couldn't believe it. It was so frustrating.
That's crazy.
I wanted to scream. I wanted to scream.
Scram.
Scream. All right. Here we
Okay.
go. In your own good time, Chrissy.
Hello, welcome to Guides the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her brother, William.
And this week we have a seasonal topic. We're going to talk about Yule and the Yule Lads.
The 13 Yule Lads.
Yes.
Mischief Makers Deluxe.
That's right. So William's going to cover the Yule Lads themselves. And doing my research, I kind of came across some stuff about them that I tried to kind of put blinders on for. And I'm excited to hear you talk about.
It's funny because I know that you're going to talk about their parents. And in my research of the Yule Lads, I came across some stuff about their parents, Gryla and...
Yeah. I don't have too much about the dad. It's like Lepaludi.
Lepaludi.
Something like that.
But I came across a little bit about their mom.
Yeah.
And I basically had to stop myself from doing more research because it looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, we just want to mention that you can follow us everywhere on social media at GTTUpod. We would love it if you joined our secret Facebook group. You can either search for Guide to the Unknown Secret Society or go to facebook.com/groups/GTTUpod. You can also go to patreon.com/GTTUpod. And if you donate $4 or more per month to us to kind of thank us and help us keep the show going, we have monthly bonus episodes that come out just for Patreon subscribers. So head there. We're doing a really fun thing for Patreon tomorrow that I'm looking forward to.
I know.
That will be out on the 15th. And so you'll have that on, I guess that's Monday. And there's also a back catalog of other episodes and bonus stuff.
Yes.
So go check it out.
I will just say this about our next episode of the Netherworld Dispatch on Patreon. We have fun contacting all of you. I think it's time for us to contact some additional spirits. Make of that what you will.
In addition to them?
Yes, I don't know. It's a ham-handed.
Additional spirits.
It's a pretty bad tease, but a tease it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get into it now.
Okay.
So I decided to kick things off by talking about what Yule is anyway, because we hear that word associated with Christmas a lot. The Yule Lads are a Christmassy thing.
Yeah, the Yuletide cheer. I'm aware of that as a phrase you might say, but I don't know.
I think of the Yule log as the most Christmassy Yule thing that's widely accepted, where a lot of people know about it and talk about it casually.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what Yule is and where that comes from. It's basically the root of our Christmas traditions. Like a lot of things that we do are kind of evolved from the idea of Yule, which is a pagan Sabbath. And Sabbats are seasonal festivals. Basically, they're pagan holidays, but they take place over a number of days as opposed to one day for the most part. So first of all, paganism itself, I just learned this recently, is kind of a hodgepodge and umbrella term. It's not necessarily a religion itself. Although some people regard it that way and it's all good, it's kind of a broader term.
I always think about it almost as a put down.
Yeah.
Like people will be like, oh, you're a pagan.
Yes.
That's a pagan belief. But it's not like, it would be like, hey, everybody, collectively, we are the pagans.
Right.
It's more of a term that outsiders use to say that you're not part of their religious system.
Surprised you knew that. I thought it was just I thought it was a witchy religion. I didn't know that it was. You're absolutely right. It was a derogatory term for non-Christians.
Bam.
And people who didn't go with the one big religion and might worship a number of gods or entities and things like that. So that's exactly what it is.
I'm very worldly. I'm very smart.
It's true. You are all knowing. Whatever you need, pal.
Hey, fun fact about me. I know everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
I know all.
Well, what's 50 times 3,000? Nope. I couldn't fact check you anyway. Let it go.
1,500,000?
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's true. I forgot the numbers you said, to be honest. I knew there was a 5 and a 3. And it was
Pulled
big.
them out of my tush.
I knew it was big numbers with a 5 and a 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I made 15 out of it.
That sounds as right to me as it could,
15
frankly.
and a bunch of zeros.
Yeah. Damn, you do know everything. Damn! I thought that was going to disprove it, but it just proved it.
Comes from the little gray cells.
So within that framework, with paganism basically being the rejection of Christianity at its root, people kind of take it different directions, but that's the basic main thing that it came from. Tons of other beliefs and practices can fall under the umbrella of paganism. It's basically if you're not Christian, your belief could be pagan, but you don't have to call it that, whatever. But Wicca kind of falls under paganism. Some other things do too. But basically, even if people call it its own religion, it's generally closely hewn to magical practices in general. It's kind of associated with magic.
It's a catch-all.
Yeah, it is a catch-all. So paganism has a wheel of the year, and the holidays or Sabbats are on the equinoxes of the year.
Okay.
And then directly in between them. So that means there are 8 Sabbats per year because there are 4 equinoxes and then 1 in between each of those.
Okay.
So it's very much like a seasonal nature-based thing. Yule actually isn't one of the big ones. You would just think it is because it's around Christmas, and pretty much anything that's around Christmas gets sucked into the vacuum of like, this is a really big deal. Like Hanukkah isn't actually such a big deal in the Jewish religion, but it kind of seems that way because it's kind of equated as being like a different form of Christmas, even though it's obviously
Christmas
not what the case
is like the gigantic, vocalized, massive, inescapable holiday. So everything else is it's like a black hole.
Yeah, so
everything else gets sucked in. Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. It just gets sucked into the vacuum of like, well, it's another religion or beliefs holiday that's around Christmas, and Christmas is the big one. So these are all big ones.
If you have a cold holiday, it's Christmas.
Yeah, and it's huge.
It's
and
huge.
so it's actually not that huge. It's it's fine and everything, but it's not their like big one or whatever.
Right.
So Yule lasts 12 days. 12 days of Christmas, anybody?
Say what?
Right.
Oh, wait, are you saying that's where it came from?
I'm not sure.
The 12 days of Christmas?
I wonder.
The 13 Yule Lads are not just the amount of lads.
Oh.
They're also 13 days leading up to Christmas.
Oh, interesting.
Another, 13 is a very powerful magical number.
Oh, absolutely.
13
Very powerful.
steps to the gallows.
Yes. Well, so Yule starts this year. I thought I wrote it down. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this year, Yule starts on the 22nd, and it goes until, I didn't write that down, 12 days from the 22nd.
Okay, so the
I think
34th.
it's like the 5th. Yeah.
34th, which would be January 3rd. Something like that. December 34th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. And the date of Yule always changes.
Okay.
Because it's based on the date of the solstice. Because it's really celebrating the passing of the solstice each year. So the solstice is the darkest night of the year. It's the darkest day of the year. There's the least sunlight that day, the most darkness. So Yule starts the next day because it's kind of like acknowledging the darkest day of the year, and it's acknowledging that now sunlight is going to keep returning little by little. We're getting more and more sunlight over the next days until the next solstice.
Oh, that's
hits.
interesting. Okay.
Maybe that's not true. Maybe not until the next solstice hits, but like it is getting lighter and lighter past the equinox. So it celebrates the passing of the darkest night and a return to light.
The night is always darkest before the dawn.
That's right.
Batman.
Mm-hmm. I promise you, the dawn is coming.
Yeah. I was trying to fight the mob.
Yeah. Oh my God. You just reminded me. What was I watching? Oh my God. Oh God. Okay. You know how there's a guy in that meeting in the Dark Knight? What must I have been watching?
Little Gamble?
God. What? No. The meeting where he says
because he won't have a nickel for his grandma.
That's right. No. The meeting with like the townsfolk of Gotham, where Harvey Dent says that. There's that guy who stands up and he's like, he should turn himself in.
He should turn himself in.
He's like working real hard.
And he goes, no more dead cops.
Okay.
Like that.
That guy was in a crowd scene in something I saw recently and did another one of those things.
Really?
Oh, God.
He's known for his crowd work.
What could it have been?
You confirmed that it was the same guy?
No, but I'm positive.
Okay. He's a great crowd shouter.
That's a talent of mine. You may know everything, but I can pick an obscure bit player from one thing into another like nobody's business.
Who's the newspaper editor from The Great Muppet Caper?
Oh, God, what is that guy's name? Yeah.
Because I spotted him in an episode of Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I clocked him.
I walked in, you're like, Kristen, what's this guy from? And I was like, oh, that's their newspaper editor, The Great Muppet
Caper. I've got a touch of the
remember.
ability.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe it runs in families.
Yeah.
But that guy was in something I saw recently. I was like, that's the guy who stands up in the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Like, he must be a good, like, angry crowd guy.
His demo reel is always him standing out of a crowd and yelling something at them.
I couldn't believe it. I don't know if it was in The Irishman. That's something I watched recently that's, like, new. I don't know, but it was really, really funny. But yes, The night is darkest before the dawn.
Yes.
The solstice is the darkest night. So Yule is celebrating the passing of that darkest night. You can compare it to Christians celebrating the birth of Christ in a way, because Yule celebrants are celebrating the rebirth of the sun.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it has pagan roots, but it can be celebrated non-denominationally. Not everybody who celebrates Yule identifies as pagan. Since it's a celebration of the sun returning, here are some things that you can do to kind of celebrate Yule if this appeals to you and you like the kind of like naturey vibe of this and everything, and you want to do it.
If this appeals to Yule, go for it.
Right, exactly. So here's some things that I found and some things that I just wrote that made sense to me. So things that symbolize the sun and celebrating that can be nice. So lighting candles or a fire, decorating with evergreen nature that's associated with winter. So kind of acknowledging in that like wheel of the year thing that this is where we're at right now. So let's celebrate where we're at and brings those elements inside. So like decorating a tree is a Yule tradition that gradually became a Christmas tradition.
Interesting.
Celebrating nature and animals with taking walks outside and doing things that are kind of like warming and symbolic of the sun. It can also be a time of reflection. Since it occurs at the end of one year and the beginning of the next, it can be a nice time to kind of like turn inward and think about things while you're in this sort of like coming back to the light period. Things that maybe have passed, that are before the equinox, and what you would like to bring into the new year.
That almost sounds like a New Year's resolution or something.
Yeah, it definitely can be. It kind of like folds in nicely with that. I was thinking that it's kind of like, so like yin and yang, like yin is very like chill energy and yang is very active energy. And I noticed when I was reading this that it feels like Yule is kind of the yin to Christmas's yang, because Christmas is like very active. You're running around doing stuff. There's advertising to get stuff. And Yule is a little bit more reflective and appreciative and kind of rolling with the slowness of the return of the sun, not trying to rush anything, just acknowledging that it's slowly coming back. So doing things that are kind of like slowed down can be kind of reflective of that and kind of nice, and also kind of an antidote to the rushiness of Christmas.
Interesting.
I know, right? Pretty cool. So I wanted to know what the deal with the Yule log is, because like I said, I feel like that's the Yule thing that is probably maybe most associated with Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, Yule log, Yuletide cheer, Yule Brenner.
Yule Brenner. Did we make a Yule Brenner on the joke on the show last week?
Did we?
I made a Yule Brenner joke recently with you, and maybe it wasn't on the show, actually.
I'm not even sure if I know who Yule Brenner is.
I don't know.
I'll give it a goog.
Old guy entertainer?
Is he?
Yeah. I think Allie was there when I made the Yule Brenner joke. It might not have been on the show.
Now that's entertainment.
That's right. So what is a Yule log? I want to know. So the thing that I think of when I think of a Yule log is that there's a channel that you can turn to around Christmas, on Christmas, whatever, where it's just a burning fireplace, and that's called the Yule log. But I really didn't know anything beyond that people like turning on the Yule log channel.
Right.
So it's been adopted as a Christmassy thing, mainly because of that TV show. It kind of became a big deal and people know it for that, but it's actually a traditional Yule thing. So it's meant to be lit on the first night of Yule, and then it's meant to burn all the way until the 12th day of Yule in honor of the gods and for good luck.
Wow.
So back in the day, finding the Yule log was a family affair, kind of the way that some people go out to find a Christmas tree together as a family today. Families would go into the woods and try to find the best cut of wood that would hold up for those entire 12 days.
That's a challenge.
Oak is a hardy wood, so looking for oak was a hot one.
Just a good tip.
Yeah.
Good tip for all you pagans out there.
It's just good to know.
Real quick, Yule Brenner was an actor.
Okay.
Very intimidating sort of actor.
He's from The King and I.
He's from The King and I. He's from Westworld,
Okay.
the movie Westworld.
Oh, is the movie Westworld like the same plot as the show Westworld at all? Do they tie in at all?
Kind of. There are Easter eggs in the show to the movie.
Yeah.
But they're both based on a book by Michael Crichton, who did Jurassic Park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the same exact concept, a theme park.
Oh, okay.
And the things in the theme park try to kill you.
Man, Michael Crichton loves a theme park with things that'll kill you, because that's who wrote Jurassic Park.
Yes, he loves a theme park.
Loves a danger park.
He certainly does.
Weird.
Yeah. And Yule Brenner was the original big bad of Westworld. Yeah.
Interesting.
Allie and I watched it earlier this year. It was not bad.
The movie Westworld?
Yeah.
Cool.
Entertaining.
Oh, that's cool. So here are some superstitions that are associated with the Yule log from a pagan perspective that I think are kind of cool. And also like probably back in the day. That it had to catch fire on your first attempt to light it or else it was bad luck.
Ooh.
And then this I really like.
A lot of pressure.
I know. I would choke under that pressure, no doubt.
Way to go, Will.
Yeah.
Now we have bad luck.
Well, here's how you might undo that bad luck.
You stupid idiot.
You keep the ashes of the log for the following year's ceremony. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe you like sprinkle them on the Yule log or put them in the fireplace or something. And some people kept them under their beds, the ashes of the Yule log. Because think about it, you're ushering in like a new year with the Yule log to keep away evil spirits and very specifically lightning strikes.
Well, that's weird.
I know.
Superstition's a real big to-do. There's a lot you got to do.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of pressure. A lot of superstitions are kind of like 50-50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It either works or it doesn't, and you're screwed or you're not.
Screwed. Yeah, I mean, I still have fever dreams of when we were kids, and we'd all be, gathered around the fireplace. It was me lighting the Yule log.
Right, you're sweating.
Yep, a great-great-grandma would go, "Don't screw it up."
Right, you're going to bring bad luck upon our family.
Yep, and then it didn't light, and then Uncle Frank went, "Look what you did, you little jerk." And it was horrible. I mean, I'll never forget that.
And then that bad luck manifests itself that very night when Fuller pees the bed next to you.
I know. He's sipping that Pepsi and smiling at me. And then Kristen said to me, "You're what the French call les incompetents."
That's right.
What's up with that?
It cut pretty deep.
Yeah.
And then Buzz's tarantula gets out.
Ugh.
It never gets out, but because you didn't light the Yule log, it's on the move.
So much pressure.
But you know what? Luckily, I saved the day because I took the ashes from the Yule log. I put them underneath my bed so that when thieves came in the night, Buzz's tarantula crawled on one of their faces, freaking them out. And actually, in my version of these events, that keeps them from robbing us or giving us any sort of trouble at all.
You protected us like many Christmases in a row.
Exactly.
Hey, so I watched Home Alone 1 and 2 the other night.
Right on.
He calls Harry and Marv a horse's ass in both movies.
Really?
Yeah, bit of trivia for you. He goes,
"Did you add that to IMDb?"
Yeah, I should have. In the first movie, he goes, "I'm up here, you horse's ass." And then in the second one, he goes, "I'm down here, you horse's ass."
That's awesome.
In the most subtle callback of all time, he just calls them a horse's ass 2 times.
I wonder if it's actually a callback or they just didn't realize.
I have a feeling they took the script from Home Alone 1 and then just crossed out home with New York.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
It's
so
like,
maybe
okay,
they just left
get
that
hit
line.
in the head here.
Yeah.
So instead of it being a brick, let's have it be a paint can or like whatever. Yeah.
He encounters a scary old person with a shovel, cross that out and write birds.
Pigeon.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom compared herself to the pigeon lady recently. I can't remember why, but it was really, really funny. She was like, "I'm going to turn into the pigeon lady." Like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. I'll give you 2 turtle doves. Yeah. I won't forget to remember you, Mom.
Never. Oh, God. So now let's talk about the spooky aspects of Yule. Let's start to roll into it. We're going to talk about Gryla. So there was some stuff about her husband, but I feel like Gryla was the main attraction.
Okay.
There wasn't that much cool about him. I think I touched on him, but it's like not really a thing.
is...
I'll find the name.
Whatever.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I had heard of Gryla, but she came across our radar in that Guides the Unknown group, the facebook.com/group/GT2UPod, when Carrie Neptune put a link in there from SmithsonianMag.com about Gryla. Or Gryla. I'm going to say Gryla.
I think it's Gryla.
Gryla? Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
what
Gryla.
I've always said, yeah.
The first thing that drew my eye in this article was that it's not even the first line, but you know when your eye just goes to a word, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. It called her an ogress, which I think rules.
Lovely word. I love it.
I know.
Ogress.
So she's an Icelandic troll character first talked about in the 13th century. First, the stories of Gryla were passed around orally, and then there started to be written works. So there was an early poem that Smithsonian Mag had written that I wanted to just read verbatim because I think it's awesome. "Down comes Gryla from the outer fields with 40 tails, a bag on her back, a sword, knife in her hand, coming to carve out the stomachs of the children who cry for meat during Lent."
Oh, my God.
Gryla's dead serious.
Carve out the stomachs of children who cry for meat.
Uh-huh. You dare be hungry?
Yeah.
Like, cut your stomach out.
I will hear you crying up for meat, and I will
Yeah.
look down and whisper, "I'm going to cut your stomach out, you stupid pig."
You rude, thoughtless little pigs. So So in Iceland, Yule is different than the traditional pagan celebration I just described or from Christmas. It's much spookier inherently. So it's a time not only to bring together living family, but the deceased, as well as creatures of the land like elves and trolls who went house to house during the season, including Gryla. So it sounded like they had something where trolls went in disguise in masks house to house, which reminded me of trick-or-treating.
Oh, that's interesting.
But that could just be a coincidence. I don't really know the deal, but it was just mentioned in the Smithsonian article. So the deal is, as in the poem, it said that Gryla had a horned tail and a bag to throw naughty children in. Complete badass. She was married twice. She got bored with her first husband, so she ate him.
Whoa.
And then her second husband was, I actually didn't write down the name. I thought I did. Lepaludi or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's who she gave birth to the 13 Yule Lads with. Also, she had a giant man-eating Yule Cat who ate anyone not wearing new clothes.
Yes.
So you better go holiday shopping.
I wondered
because
about
having
this.
new clothes will ensure, safety from the Yule Cat. So it sounds like a consumerist kind of twist.
I know. I read that, but I also read that it might have had to do with people who ran factories. Mm-hmm. So you had to make your clothes. You had to get done making the new clothes you were supposed to make, worker. And if you didn't get done making the clothes that I'm paying you to make, the Yule Cat, the Christmas cat, is going to eat you.
Oh, okay.
But I think that the modern interpretation is more like what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I kind of think that now, today, it might be more associated with, hey, don't complain that you got socks for Christmas.
Right. They're going to keep you safe from the Yule Cat.
Exactly. Like, we're going to give you clothes for Christmas again, Timmy.
Yeah, right.
Stop complaining. You need new underwear.
Yeah.
And just so you'll stop crying to me, this means the Yule Cat won't eat you tonight. Because otherwise, if I hadn't given you the new undies, if you didn't get new fruit and looms,
right,
the Yule Cat would be snacking on you.
It's such dark incentive, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I think you're probably right.
That's what we're descended from. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not saying that we're Icelandic. I mean, like,
no, I know.
The history of humankind, it seems like we are all descended from people who learned not to do certain things through fear.
Yes, under duress.
Either because literally a mountain lion would eat you if you went off alone, or because they'd be like, no. Mm-hmm. Don't go too close to that bog, or a will-o-wisp might eat you. Like, we're afraid of ghosts.
Right.
Because there's millions of years of our ancestors warning their children.
Yeah.
Ghosts, monsters, the Yule Cat are going to eat you unless you do what I tell you to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're the product of that.
Yes, totally. So something that's interesting is that the Yule Lads, the Yule Cat, and Gryla existed independent of each other. These were all separate legends until the 1800s, when Gryla got wound into the Christmas story.
Oh.
So she wasn't originally the mother of the Yule Lads. That evolved later on. Before that, she was just all winter, all the way, all day. Not necessarily Christmas, but she was symbolic of the darkness and snow taking over for the season.
Love the idea of like any interpretation of hell as being a cold thing. I think is very interesting.
Yes, totally. So it's worth remembering that Iceland is where there has been some belief in creatures shaping the land.
Right.
So in episode 38, we talked about the Icelandic belief in elves, and Gryla was kind of similar to that. She like brought ice and darkness and cold and all the scary things that could be imposing on you during those seasons. Gryla was responsible for this. So this might be kind of like obscure, interesting folklore to us that like, I feel like articles about Gryla get passed around. I've seen them get passed around for the last couple of years. Like, wow, look at this weird thing. I've never heard of this before. But to Icelanders, like, she's like Santa Claus, basically, like anti-Santa Claus. She is super duper famous over there. It's not an obscure story to them at all.
Anti-Claus.
Anti-Claus. Yeah. There are festivals with likenesses of her. She's totally emblematic of the season. Basically the way Santa is in Iceland, but just a scary Santa.
It's funny. So
you could call her Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I should make a movie of that.
Yeah, we should start working on that.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe just for fun, we call it like something irreverent, like Bad Santa 3. I don't know, just for fun.
Perfect. You know who would be a great Gryla? You wouldn't expect it. Billy Bob Thornton.
Ooh, he would be a great Gryla. Okay, Bad Santa 3 starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
It's a go.
So I was in Iceland earlier this year, and I had a tour guide at one point, and immediately I tried to get him on track telling me about ghosts and folklore and urban legends. He was incredibly knowledgeable. We were driving around in a car with him for like, not even kidding, like 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah.
Because Iceland is all just flat land.
Right.
Spread out. And he was telling us all kinds of things about Iceland, the politics of Iceland, the geology of Iceland.
It doesn't sound very much like elves.
No. And then the second I brought up any bit of the paranormal, he was like, yeah, I don't really know anything about that.
Yeah.
And he kind of mocked the idea that all Icelanders believe in elves and
course,
stuff. So he wanted to get away from it. But I think the Icelander doth protest too much.
That's so funny. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. And I think
You're smacking it down.
I think he secretly is all about this.
Yeah. It sounds like
I think he just didn't want Gryla to hear him.
Right.
You know, I had the benefit of flying out of the country eventually.
That's true. He has to deal with the fallout if he talks about this
He
stuff.
has to deal with Gryla every night.
Right. Exactly. So
Life for him.
maybe he's like these children who I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to leave us with a quote from that Smithsonian article. Children are truly afraid of Gryla in Iceland, says Brian Pilkington, an illustrator who's drawn some of the most well-known drawings of Gryla and the Yule Lads. I've visited children's play schools to demonstrate drawing skills, and if I draw Gryla, then 2 or 3 terrified children have to leave the room because it's too strong for them. This is living folklore.
Wow.
I know, pretty cool, right?
I love that as
Yeah.
a message. This is living folklore.
Yeah, totally. It continues on, and like kids are just as freaked by Gryla as they were ever.
So every depiction that I've seen of Gryla, really, I mean, ogress is the right word. They're all monstrosities.
Yes.
She's depicted as, you know, bulking, large.
Bulking.
Bulking?
Hulking?
She's all bulked up. She's rated out and bulked up. But she's always like big and monstrous
Yes.
and, you know, covered in like lumps and stuff.
Yes.
And so are her children, the Yule Lads, at least originally.
Yeah.
The Yule Lads were kind of trolls. They were like monster little freakoid creatures. And they were said to also be, in a different interpretation of the lore, before they were Gryla's children, they were said to be Eve's children.
Oh.
Like Adam and Eve.
Okay.
Which she hid from God.
Oh, God.
When God discovered them, he banished them to another dimension.
Whoa.
Which I guess is our dimension?
Yeah, I guess so.
So we're not in Adam and Eve's dimension.
That's cool.
Strange, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, so as I mentioned before, they actually originally appear during the 13 days leading up to Christmas, meaning that for us, we're recording this on December 11th. The first one would appear tomorrow.
That's awesome. Pop
I know.
out.
Yeah. It would be tomorrow we would get to see Stekjar Store.
Ooh.
All right, I want to play a game with you with these Yule Lads, by the
Okay.
way, because they each of them has like a name that describes what they do,
Okay.
but it's really a few steps.
I feel like I would
Removed.
need to have an understanding of the Icelandic language to be able to figure this out.
Well, no, so here's what it is. The
Okay.
Icelandic original name is Stekjar Store, whatever. The English translation of that
Okay.
is sheep coat clod. What do you think this one does? This is one of the 13. He's the first one that appears, arriving on December 12th and leaving on December 25th.
Sheepcoat clod.
13 days.
I don't know. Does he steal sheep?
You're pretty close. He harasses sheep.
Oh, God.
He harasses sheep, but is impaired by his stiff peg legs.
Oh, okay.
According to Smithsonian Mag, he actually suckles ewes
Oh, boy.
in sheep sheds, but it's tough for him to do because
Sheep sheds.
yeah, in farmers like sheep sheds where they keep their sheep.
If I ever, like when Ryan and I get a house someday, instead of having a she shed, you know, that's like the lady version of the man cave, I'm totally going to have a sheep shed.
Sheep shed.
I definitely want. I'm going to forget this.
Sheep shorn in my sheep shed. But yeah, he tries to get down to suckle the ewes. Barf.
God.
But he has a hard time because his legs are made of wood.
Oh, God.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a decent example of all of them.
Okay,
They're
gotcha.
mischievous pranksters
Yeah.
who steal or otherwise harass the population and are named for their favorite method of harassment.
I saw something about somebody like waving a sausage around or something like that.
That's not incorrect.
Okay. Keep going. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we'll get to him.
Yeah.
Now, Ranker, I have to say, Ranker.com has a really effective way of making the Yule Lads sound not goofy, but
Scary.
Because over time, they've essentially become little Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
Originally, they were little monster troll ogres.
Right.
But now, I think primarily because of a poem that was written about them, Yule Lads Vennesfear
Okay.
by Johannes Fra Cotium in 1932, they've been turned from little creepoids into 13 little Santas.
Oh, into nice boys.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
not really even nice, but mischievous.
Okay.
They're going to prank you, but they're less pains in the ass.
Okay.
And he turned them all into looking like little Santa Clauses. They all have white beards, but unlike Santa, they don't wear a big red robe. They're kind of wearing like patchwork clothes.
Okay. But a departure from Gryla.
Big departure from
Yeah.
Gryla. Major departure from Gryla. But even though they're said to be sort of gentle and kind these days, according to Ranker, Iceland was a difficult territory to settle given its rugged and cold conditions. Life was hard for the early settlers. The Yule Lads legend may have been made. They may have made it terrifying to breed bravery and resilience in children so that they could grow up successfully in the difficult habitat.
Interesting.
Now, having literally been there,
Yeah.
at one point we rented a car.
Oh my
and
God.
when you rent a car, you are warned to be very careful when you open your doors because the wind can break them open.
Oh my God.
That was the first warning we got. Then Allie drove for like 8 hours, and it was storming so bad she could not see the road.
Yeah.
We were at a certain point, we were like, well, we've got to be like 10 minutes away from our hotel, right? And you're just looking out at dark countryside. You can't see anything. And it's not until you finally get over a hill that you can kind of start seeing lights in the distance.
Oh my God.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
This is dangerous territory. So I'm going to give you this sort of like mix of like gentle Yule Lads, dangerous Yule Lads.
Great.
Here's basically what they're said to do. They leave small gifts in shoes that children have placed on windowsills. But if the child has been disobedient, they instead leave a potato in the shoe.
I think, did we briefly talk about them in some sort of like Christmas roundup episode or something?
It's not
I think
impossible.
we touched on them. Somebody else leaves candy in shoes, right?
Yes, that, yeah.
Is it like German Santa Claus or something?
Well, that is when you lived in your first apartment.
No, I know.
When you first moved
I know.
away from
I was
home.
trying to remember.
I thought I made it up, but I guess it was based on something.
No, it was real.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a neighbor who'd always leave his shoes in the hall, and so I'd
Yes.
always put candy in them.
No, I did.
You did? I think we both did.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Because I used to every single time I came over to your place, if you had candy on your table.
I did. I had Werther's on my side table like a granny.
There you go. I would
Yeah.
immediately put them in your neighbor's shoes.
I always put candy in
And
his
say
shoes.
I was being German
Me too.
Santa.
Are you sure? I think you're remembering what I did.
I think you're remembering what I did, and I think you took it.
No.
And then it became our joke, but it was originally mine.
No, I don't think so.
I am not kidding. That is what I think. I think
No.
that I came up with that.
No, I don't think so.
Well, we'll have to go back in time and find out. It's the only way to settle this. According to Smithsonian Mag, a twist on this is that the potato they put in the shoes of naughty children
Yeah.
wasn't a freshie. They
Oh,
put
God.
rotting potatoes in their shoes.
Oh.
Or as I wrote, potatoes, rotten.
Oh my God. Well,
It's pretty good, right?
yeah, that is good.
It's pretty good. It's also funny to me that, like, not that this is any different from Santa leaving coal in your stocking.
Yeah.
Just the same thing. A stocking is a
I
sock.
don't know. I feel like it's like easier to just dump out some coal. I mean, it's very dirty, but I'm less grossed out about emptying coal from my stocking than I am like a rotten potato.
What if it's a freshie?
If it's a freshie, fine, but we're talking a rotten potato.
What if it's a baked potato in tinfoil?
With toppings?
With all
or-
the fixins.
Yeah.
He goes through a lot of
I haven't had
trouble.
a baked potato in a long time.
Neither have I.
I wonder if they're good.
Because I've been listening to so much Howard Stern, I know
Yeah.
that he, I've heard him yell at people for not presenting his potato to him on time. It's not warm enough. It's great. It's great.
He has shifted eating habits then, as of late. Now,
really?
now he gets shrimp parmesan every night that he takes the breading
Every
off of.
night?
Maybe not every night, but that's what he always orders. He takes the breading off of it. People have told him, why don't you just order regular shrimp? He says, it's not the same. Leave me alone. He eats like the half portion of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think this was during the show a while back. He would
Yeah.
have, Gary.
Yeah.
Bring him a potato mid-show for his mid-show snack. So anyway, it made me think there's a lot of sneaking around that parents do to avoid
Yes.
punishing their children directly.
Uh-huh.
No, the Yule Lads put those rotten potatoes in your shoes. You must have been bad.
Right.
It's probably because of
Well-
when you talked back to me the other night, Peter.
I think it's because kids don't respect their parents' discipline at a certain point. They're more likely to be freaked out by an outside source punishing them than their parents.
I guess so,
I
yeah.
think it's more that.
No, Gryla put those potatoes. You should be.
Yeah, that's freaky.
You should be pretty
Not like,
terrified.
oh wow, Dad's mad at me again.
Yeah, true. So once again, before we start to talk about the nicer Yule Lads, Ranker says each of the Yule Lads performed a wicked task related to their specific persona. They often stole food and resources that were important to survival.
Oh God.
Again, they turned this into like life or death stakes, which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
way back, if you're talking
Sure.
about, centuries ago.
Right, totally.
They were.
Right. Well, so that is like a scary sight. It's like Ranker Graveyard Shift. It's
Oh,
like
I
they're
don't
gonna
know.
find like the scary angle.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing. According to Smithsonian Mag, in 1746, parents were officially banned from tormenting their kids with monster stories about the Yule Lads. They were that scary back then.
Oh, man.
They were that scary. So let's talk about where they live.
Yeah.
Obviously Iceland, but more specifically, there's a place called Dimmaborgir. Dimma means dark.
Okay.
Borgir is cities. It is dark city.
Oh my God,
This
that's
is where they
awesome.
live. It's a large area of lava fields made. They turn into volcanic caves and rock formations, reminiscent of an ancient collapsed citadel. This is said to be the place where Earth and Hell are connected. Not only that, it is the place where Satan landed when he was
Oh.
expelled from heaven.
Oh,
Dimmaborgir.
cool. I
they
think
also-
there's a band called that.
Dimmaborgir?
Yeah.
They also shot a bunch of Game of Thrones there. When we went to Iceland, we also saw like another I guess there's a big wall in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
We saw like where that big wall is, and it's a real place where the tectonic plates of Earth have smashed up against each other to form a rock wall.
Cool.
Iceland looks rad. It's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy there. All right, so let's get into the 13 themselves. I already told you about Sheepcoat Claude, who tries to suckle ewes.
Yes.
So
Blah.
let's go for more.
Okay.
Here's Gilgagor. English name, Gullygawk. Kristen, what does Gullygawk do?
I don't know. Something with water. I mean, not looking at water. I don't know.
No, you're close. He hides in gullies,
Okay.
waiting for an opportunity to sneak into the cowshed to steal milk.
Oh my God. These guys are obsessed with dairy.
Little creep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they love dairy.
Yeah, real hot on it.
All right, here's Stufur. English name, Stubby.
Stubby?
Yeah. You've got a good shot at getting this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was the other one that had like wooden legs.
Right.
Something that stubby is also referring to appendages in some way.
Yes, that's correct.
I don't know if they'd go for legs again. Does it have stubs for legs?
Well, kind of. Abnormally short.
Okay.
Okay, but what does he do? You've got a good shot at this.
Oh God, I don't know. He's short, so he scares people from underneath.
Close. He steals pans to eat the crust left on them.
You had a good shot.
You were really close. You were really, really close. All right. Here's Thavorslikir. English name, Spoon Licker. What does he do?
Licks your spoons.
He licks your spoons.
Yeah.
Steals and licks wooden spoons, is extremely thin due to malnutrition.
Oh God, because that's all he's taking in is like the excess food on your spoon.
You would think it would be like the thing he takes glee in to lick the food off the spoon, but
Right.
is that
That's,
all
I'm
he's
about to say
getting?
that's all he's taking in.
Not good.
Also splinters, I'll bet.
Oh boy. All right, here's Potaskefil. English
Potato?
name, Pot Scraper.
I mean, that sounds helpful. He scrapes your pots.
Wrong.
I don't know. He steals the food from your pots.
Yes, he steals leftovers
Yeah,
from
yeah.
your pots. What happened
I'd
to
be
the
pissed.
What happened to our leftovers?
Yeah. Pota scraper. Or is that what his name is?
Potascraper. Very close.
What is it?
Potaskefil. All right. Here's Askaslakir.
Mm-hmm.
English name, Bowl Liquor.
I mean, he licks the bowl when you're trying to make brownies.
Very close. He hides under beds,
Oh, God.
waiting for someone to put down their as-cure, a type of bowl with a lid used instead of dishes, which he then steals. Evidently, it's a thing to put bowls of food under your bed, possibly for animals, possibly for your pets.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I like this one a lot. Hurascalier, English name, door slammer.
Ooh. I mean, slams your door and scares you.
That's correct. He likes
Yeah.
to slam doors, especially during the night, waking people up. According to Ranker, this is for the sole purpose of scaring sleeping children. I've seen some articles refer to this one as something of a poltergeist.
Oh, okay.
He's just up there slamming doors. I picture
scary.
him kind of full of rage.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? All right. Skiergammer. English name is Skier Gobbler.
Oh, skier gobbler.
Do you know what skier
Yeah,
is?
I do. It's like yogurt.
Yes.
So
it's
he's gonna-
Icelandic yogurt.
He's going to eat all your yogurt, right?
Yes, he's got a great affinity for skier. He's going to eat all of your yogurt.
So do you guys, right? Or Allie does.
Yes, we
yeah,
found out
Allie's
that.
the skier gobbler.
Well, because our tour guide in Iceland told us that Iceland, though it has a smaller population than most countries on the planet, has the highest number of strong men
yeah.
for their, the size of their
Yeah.
population, and it's
Interesting.
because of skier, which is high in protein. So I immediately bought a bunch of skier, thinking I'm going to become a bodybuilder,
Right, protein boy.
and then it made me sick.
Yeah, you didn't like that. Allie likes it, though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, here's my boy, Bunyakraker.
Okay.
English name, sausage swiper.
He steals your sausage.
That's right. He hides in the rafters and snatches sausages that are being
Hides in the
smoked.
rafters.
Hides in the rafters. You know, the rafters of your house?
Yeah, right.
Where you never check to see if there's somebody up there to snatch your sausages away. The other thing, I brought some danger into our home.
Oh, God.
Because when we were in Iceland, we bought a Christmas tree ornament of Bunyakraker.
Did you realize?
Oh, well, yes. We
Yeah, yeah,
saw they had like a Christmas shop.
Look at him.
It was Christmas all year round. And they were selling Yule Lads stuff.
Yeah.
There was tons of Yule Lad stuff in this store, so we decided we had to have one of them. And in that moment, I kind of pegged the Yule Lads as something we would talk about someday.
Right. Good job, Willie.
And the one that we picked was old sausage swiper there.
Now, I gotta tell you, I think the word lad, plus reference to their mother, had me thinking that the Yule Lads were young fellas.
Oh, no.
This is depicted as an older gentleman.
Yeah, I told you, they're like little Santas.
I guess
They've got little white beards.
I guess I took that. I guess I didn't think.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't think.
Oh, my God.
You know what? You weren't thinking.
All right, this I don't need.
But yeah, he's depicted as a little cretinous
Yeah.
elderly man lying in a circle.
He
and
should
then,
eat that sausage. He just has it like looped around his calf.
Yeah, he's got sausage links wrapped around his leg. What a weirdo. Okay, here's Glugagager. English name, window peeper.
Oh, God. I mean, peeps and windows. Yeah.
Yes.
Not good. Not loving him.
To what end is thankfully slightly more chill.
Okay.
Kind of arguable. I mean, a snoop who looks through windows in search
He's looking
of
for food?
things to steal.
Okay.
If he sees something that he likes in there, he's coming in for it.
All right.
That's kind of freaky, but
I'd prefer him to
all right, but,
other kinds.
But do you prefer him to Gata-thafer, English name doorway sniffer?
Oh, God.
What does he do?
He smells your doors.
He does. He has an abnormally large nose and an acute sense of smell, which he uses to locate leaf bread, which is evidently some sort of a decorative, tasty flatbread eaten around Christmas.
Ooh,
All right.
okay.
All right. Now look out, because right behind him comes Ketkruker, English name, meat hook.
Meat hook?
Meat hook.
Get your meat hooks off of me. I hope he's not doing that. I don't know. Does he use a hook to steal your meat?
It's almost literally what it says. Uses a hook to steal meat. It was almost like you were reading my notes. And then the final of the 13, Kurta Sneaker, candle stealer.
Oh,
What's he
I mean,
do?
P.O.'d. He steals your candle
But why? Do you
To-
know why he wants your candle?
to heat his meat.
No.
They seem very food-centric.
To eat his meat, because their candles were made out of tallow, which is beef or mutton fat.
Okay.
So he would sneak up on children to eat their candles.
Oh, my God.
According to Ranker, that was going to leave them alone in the dark.
Oh, how frightening.
Very frightening. Very, very frightening.
Man.
Then, of course, you already talked about the Yule Cat, but the one thing that I do want to read is from a popular poem where they say, if one heard a pitiful meow, something evil would happen soon. Everybody knew he hunted men, but he didn't care for mice.
Oh.
I just thought that was cool. It was
Yeah,
like
it's
a good,
cool.
you know, like an eerie lore to him.
Yeah, totally.
Now, to bring it home, there are other Yule Lads, because the poem from the 1700s that pared them down to 13 essentially meant that they were ignoring about 70 others. There were like 80-something Yule Lads originally.
Okay.
And so I looked through a bunch of them, Yule Lads and Lasses, and I picked a few to continue quizzing you. I picked some of the best of the ones that are not the traditional 13 now, such as Lungnasletier.
Okay.
English name, Lung Splatter.
Oh, my God.
Lung Splatter.
God, I can't even think of what they would do.
What do they do?
Lung splatter. God, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, bear in mind also that even though we translated it to English, Lungnasletier, lung splatter, could still be, is lung the English lung, like your lungs, or is it something else?
Okay. God.
You have a decent shot at this. What do you think?
I mean, does that have something to do with meat?
Yes, in a way. In a way.
I don't know.
You give up?
Yeah, explodes your meat.
It does. It does have something to meat because it is what you're thinking. It's lungs. He carries his lungs on the front of his chest and tries to beat children with them.
That's very scary.
Lung splatter.
What do you mean tries to beat children with them? Does that mean he's just like lung butting into children?
Oh, see, I think he's like flapping them in kids' faces.
Oh, he can remove them?
Get a face full of lung.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know if they were removable.
All right, how about Lampaskugi? Lamp shadow in English.
Lamp shadow? Does he block out light so that you're scared?
Yes, he puts out all the lights, casting farms into darkness. Then there's Bandalazier. English name, not loosener. I just like the phrasing of this. Take a guess what it is. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Unties your shoes?
That's small potatoes. You probably do that too.
Unties your clothes?
What?
Your pants?
What? My pants aren't tied. Anyway.
Maybe they were tied pants back in the day. You said that was small potatoes. The shoes made me think, okay, he's going for more gusto. It's something like that, but bigger. He wants to see your potatoes.
No, my potatoes. Okie dokie,
Taking off your
Dr.
pants.
Jones.
Yeah.
Just hold on to your potatoes.
Hold on to your potatoes.
He loosens all the knots on important ropes.
Oh.
Isn't that kind of interesting?
Important ropes.
What a subtle way to screw with people.
Yeah.
You work on a farm. You maybe have some sort of a lever
something
pulley
that
system.
Jim would do to Dwight.
Yes, 1,000%. Why are all my knots loose? Jim! Yeah. Okay, there is Reykjarsvelger. Smoke gulper.
Smoke gulper?
What's he do?
Puts out fires?
Nope.
I don't know.
He gulps smoke from smoked lamb.
Okay.
And blows it into people's faces.
Oh my God.
All right, let's talk about two Yule Lasses. And they both have similar... You might be able to figure these out because the words are very similar.
Okay.
Flatsaka, which translates to fat sock. Flatsaka becomes fat sock.
That's the whole thing. Fat sock.
What does she do?
Stretch out your socks?
Fat.
Okay. Fat sock.
Fat sock.
Does she put fat in your stockings?
Very close. She puts fat on unfinished hand-knitted socks.
Wow, that is so specific.
Yes. Okay.
Shades of Yule Cat.
Shades of Yule Cat.
Like you should finish your new stuff.
You got to finish knitting your socks or else flat sock is going to get you.
Wow.
All right. Followed by the other Yule Lass and the final one that I've got.
Okay.
Flat Naz.
Okay.
Okay. Flat Socka was?
Fat sock.
Flat Naz.
Fat nose?
Correct. You got it right. What does fat nose do?
Are we taking fat in the same kind of like
Correct.
noun way?
Yes.
Okay. puts fat on your nose while you're sleeping?
Very close, very close. I'm going to. There's a bit of
So that you like hit your nose in the middle of the night, like people putting like tickling your nose and putting shaving cream
They
on your
didn't have
hand
shaving cream back there, so,
right, so they had
to use fat.
Right, flatten
You're
NASA. or whatever.
You're very close. You've got wrong where the fat goes. It doesn't go in your nose.
Their nose?
Yes.
What?
Flotnaz, fat nostril,
Pranking themselves.
steals melted fat by stuffing it up their nose.
Boy. I mean, moisturized sinuses are pretty important, especially during the winter season. It's very dry.
It's very dry.
It's very dry.
Very dry. Got to get that good fat.
Yeah.
Shove it up your nose.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are the Yule Lads. A couple of
Wow.
Yule Lasses.
That's awesome.
They come starting tomorrow. If you're listening to this.
That's so crazy. They've already begun.
Yes, if you're listening to this on Friday,
Yeah.
you've already got 2 of them to contend with.
Wow.
And they don't leave for 13 days either, I should also say, because they show up. There are 13 of them.
So they just accumulate.
Yes,
basically?
they accumulate and they stay for 13 days each. So you're not rid of them until like January 6th or something like that.
Right.
They don't go away for a while.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, good luck. Careful out there with those Yule Lads.
Look out for lung splatter.
Yeah,
I don't know when he
that's-
shows up. All the additional ones outside the 13, I don't have dates on when they appear, so they might just be around.
So you better just look sharp.
Look sharp. Keep your fat close.
Yeah.
Finish knitting those socks.
Eyes on your tallow.
Allie, I'm looking at you. My wife loves to knit. She's been
Yep.
knitting socks. Allie, be real careful.
Please, Allie. She better be eating that skier to give her endurance to finish those socks.
Absolutely.
Woo! Well, guys, stay safe out there. And if you need strength and support during this difficult time with Yule Lads about,
And you do.
you do, you can find us at GTTUpod on all social media. Please come join our Facebook group to kind of commune with other people who are dealing with the Yule Lads.
Yes.
It's the Guides to the Unknown Secret Society on Facebook.
Strength in numbers.
That's right. That's right. You can also go to patreon.com/GTTUpod to sign up to support the show for $4 or more per month, and you'll get a bonus episode that comes out every month on the 15th, plus some extras here and there.
Yep, it's almost the 15th now.
That's right. It's
Something's coming up.
That's right.
We'd greatly appreciate it if you would go leave us a positive review on
Yes.
Apple Podcasts.
Yes, big deal.
Just like Painter Jake did, saying, "This podcast is so fun, it always makes me laugh. Glad to listen to Will and Kristen talk about creepy things with a twist on humor." This was titled, by the way, "Glad They Don't Like Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin."
That's really funny.
Glad that we don't like
It's
Charlie
really
Brown.
funny that that's the title.
It's working.
Thank you.
It's taking
Thank you,
off.
Jake.
People
Yeah,
are
yeah,
rallying around our dislike of the Peanuts.
So boring.
So boring.
We're in trouble coming up soon. There's a Peanuts Christmas special, right?
I know they got to do that sad dance around that sad tree.
Well, guess what? We don't have to watch it.
Wah, wah, wah,
so I'm
wah.
happy. Yeah.
No, thank you.
No. And you can also find us individually online. I'm at Chillin' Kristen on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at The Myth Traveler. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us and getting some Yuletide cheer and chill. We'll be back next week to talk more about holiday haunts, I think.
Yes.
But until that time comes, we must travel up the chimney.
Back to Iceland go we. Yeah.
Bing!
Iceland by way of chimney. We're going to like slingshot ourselves from the chimney
Yeah.
to Iceland.
Yeah, and then we're going to go to the Netherland.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's Holland.
Netherworld.
The Netherworld.
Yes.
The Mel Brooks joke.
Good.
All right, everybody, what's going
right.
on? Who said Vape Lord? Personnel change says Vape Lord. Why? And then
Oh,
Kelly Hall
I'm trying
said
to
he
think.
vapes.
Oh, I know. The guy who takes in smoke and then puts it in people's faces.
Oh, he's a hot lamb
he's a-
vapor.
He is a vape lord.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Cool.
Oh, no.
I love vape lords.
Honest Doubter said if I had a nickel for every time I was beaten by lungs.
I mean, who among us, right?
I know. Come on. I'd have a bunch of nickels. Yeah. Look at all these nickels. Man. What's going on, everybody? How's your evening?
I hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot myself.
Yeah. Kelly Hall says, I want the one to visit me who steals the fat off my thighs. It's pretty good. Oh, God. Taylor says, if you really need help and numbers aren't enough, you can always train to be another world warrior. Hint, hint. How do you train to be another world warrior?
My God.
Honest Doubter says, I personally carry all my fat in my nose. Don't we all? Flotnaz.
Yeah.
Flotnos.
Flatness.
Flatness. Cool. All right,
Cool,
everybody.
guys.
Yeah. Thank you all so
Yay.
much for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We hope that you had fun. I definitely did.
I hope you learned something and that
Yep.
it was fun.
Yeah, I learned a bunch. Gryla seems like bad news.
Yeah, big time.
Have we heard of Tio de Nadal? No.
No, we'll have to look it up.
Tio de
Uncle?
Nadal. Yeah, my Tio.
Yeah.
Tio de Nadal. I'm looking it up. Tio de
Unca de Nadal.
Nadal. The log. Oh. Tio Soca or Tronca. Wait a minute. Also known simply as... Okay. It's a character in Catalan mythology relating to a Christmas tradition widespread in Catalonia. Yeah, I guess you decorate a log.
Huh.
It's like a Christmas log, and then you put a little hat, hair, and a face on it.
Oh, wow. Never heard of that before.
That's interesting.
Cool.
Hollow log. It stands on 4 stick legs with a broad smiling face painted on its higher end, enhanced by a little red sock hat. It's cute.
Yeah.
3-dimensional nose.
Jaunty.
How come? Oh, whoa.
What?
Whoa, this is awesome. On Christmas Day, or in some households on Christmas Eve, one puts the Tio partly in the fireplace and orders it to defecate. The fire part of this tradition is no longer as widespread as it once was, since many homes do not have a fireplace. To make it defecate, one beats the Tio with sticks while singing various songs of Tio de Nadal. The tradition says that before beating the Tio, all the kids have to leave the room and go to another place of the house to pray, asking the Tio to deliver a lot of presents. Nowadays, the praying tradition has been left behind. Still, the children go to a different room, usually the kitchen, to warm their stick next to a fire. This makes the perfect excuse for the relatives to do the trick and put the presents under a blanket while the kids are praying. The Tio does not drop large objects, as these are considered to be brought by the 3 wise men. It does leave candies, nuts, and small toys.
Huh.
It may also give out dried figs. So is it...
That can help with defecation.
The Tio is often popularly called Caga Tio, poo log, or shrimping log.
Shrimping.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Oh,
SH
okay.
log.
Yeah, gotcha.
This derives from the
Wow.
many songs of Tio de Nadal that begin with this phrase, which was originally, in the context of the songs, an imperative. All right, I'm just going to say it. Shit, log. It's a command. The use of this expression as a name is not believed to be part of the ancient tradition. Okay, here's the song.
Wow.
Here's the shit song. Shit, log. Shit nougats, hazelnuts, and matto cheese. If you don't shit well, I'll hit you with a stick. Shit, log. Cagatio, cagatoro.
never heard of this.
Avellanes I mato, sino cagues bi.
Yeah, people know about this.
Cote basto. Cagatio.
Honest Outer and personnel change are on it.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank you so much for bringing Gagatio into our lives.
Personnel change says the song they sing is the best.
Yeah.
Honest Outer says when my kid is in the bathroom for more than 20 minutes, I ask him if he is beating the Tio.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it meant like time-wise.
Yeah.
He was like beating the Tio, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like going faster.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, Cagatio has really taken us someplace new.
Yeah.
Someplace brand new.
Good to know.
Hell of a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cagatio. So this happy log. So you're basically
It looks
decorating
happy.
something to crap out toys and nougats for you.
Yeah.
I hope I get some dried figs out of that
dried
log's
figs.
ass.
Too evocative.
Oh, Karen, you're just in time.
Yeah.
Cagatio. Woo! Woo! Ah! All right, everybody.
Oh, God.
We're out.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you next time.
Hi, Karen. And bye, guys. Have a good night.
Adiosi.